The world often operates on perceptions, on the surface of things. People look at your age, your appearance, and assume that they know your limitations. They see youth as a synonym for inexperience, and they mistake your patience for weakness. But the truth is that your spirit is far older than your years. Your soul carries within it the weight of lifetimes, forged in the fires of adversity, strengthened by trials, and illuminated by divine wisdom. You are not bound by the narrow confines of this lifetime, nor by the judgments of those who are blind to your true power. When they dismiss you as naive, they fail to see that your strength does not come from earthly knowledge alone. It is a gift from the divine. You are chosen, handpicked by the Creator long before you took your first breath in this world. The journey you walk is not one dictated by the fleeting perceptions of others, but by the eternal hand of God guiding your every step. Every moment of underestimation, every slight, every attempt to undermine you has been woven into a divine plan far beyond what they can comprehend. And soon, they will see the truth. They will witness the power of God manifesting through you. Throughout your journey, your youthful appearance has been both a gift and a challenge. It's a gift in the sense that it reflects the powerful energy that flows from within. You possess a light, an unmistakable glow that makes you seem untouched by the harshness of the world, as though time itself respects your essence. Yet on the other hand, it is a challenge, because this same youthful visage leads many to underestimate you. They see only the surface, judging by appearance alone, and mistakenly believe that you lack the depth and wisdom that age typically bestows. In their eyes, youth equates to inexperience, to being untested, unwise, and easily manipulated. But what they fail to recognize is that age is not the sole marker of wisdom. Your spirit carries the weight of ages. You were chosen long before you entered this world, a being of profound knowledge, imbued with ancient truths that defy the limitations of time. Your spirit is vibrant, timeless, and constantly renewed by a connection to the divine that surpasses the understanding of those around you. They thought they could mess with you. They assumed their whispers, their manipulation, their attempts to undermine your strength would go unnoticed or unchallenged. After all, in their eyes, you were but a youth, and youth is often easy prey. But oh, how mistaken they were. Beneath the surface lies a power they could never have anticipated, a divine force that dismantles their illusions and reveals the truth. God has never left your side, and in every moment of belittlement, every attempt to step over you, the divine plan was already in motion, working to reveal the truth of who you are. They looked at you and saw someone too young to understand, too inexperienced to matter. What they didn't realize was that every condescending smirk, every dismissive glance, and every undermining action only fueled the divine plan that had been quietly unfolding behind the scenes. For you are not merely your age or appearance. You are a chosen one, entrusted with wisdom that transcends time and space. While they played their games, thinking they could take advantage of what they perceived as weakness, you were operating on a different plane altogether, guided by a force far greater than their shallow judgments. In your workplace, in your social circles, perhaps even within your own family, they've tried the same tired tactics. They've taken credit for your ideas, thinking you would stay silent. They've whispered behind your back, confident that your voice held no weight. They've acted as though their seniority, their age, or their worldly achievements somehow gave them the right to dismiss you. But what they fail to grasp is that while they scramble for status and validation, you are grounded in something infinitely more powerful, the guidance of the divine. When the critical moment arrived and everyone was scrambling for solutions, it was you who stood firm, rooted in the ancient wisdom that flows through your veins. You didn't just present an innovative plan, you laid it out with such conviction, such quiet strength, that the room fell silent. The very people who had sought to dismiss you were now watching in disbelief as your ideas began to flourish. Their empty boasts crumbled into dust, and all that remained was the undeniable truth that you are a force to be reckoned with. someone whose wisdom cannot be dismissed simply because of youthful appearance. The divine spark within you had made itself known, and there was no going back. The room had been silenced not by noise, but by the undeniable power of your presence. What they didn't understand and still struggle to comprehend is that your youthful appearance is not a mere physical trait. It is a direct reflection of the divine energy that radiates from within you. It's not just your skin or your features that make you appear younger. It's the light you carry, the vibrancy of your spirit that defies the normal limits of the human condition. Your connection to the source, to the eternal, keeps your spirit vibrant and alive. Every time you walk in faith, every time you release old wounds, shed the weight of negativity, and trust in the divine, you allow that radiant energy to flow more freely through you, revitalizing your body and soul. This is why, while others may age with time, your essence remains ageless. You possess the wisdom of the ancients, yet you still carry the playfulness and wonder of youth. This inner harmony between wisdom and wonder reflects outward, giving you that undeniable glow that others can't help but notice. They might try to explain it away as good genes or luck, but deep down, you know it's something far more powerful than that. It's the divine energy within you, the same energy that has sustained the universe since the beginning of time. People often see youthful looks as a fleeting gift, something that will inevitably fade with time. But what they fail to see is that for you, this youthful appearance is not bound by the same laws as others. Time may pass, but it cannot touch the eternal energy that sustains you. You are a chosen one, and the divine has seen fit to bless you with a presence that defies the expectations of the world. Others may see youth and mistake it for weakness, but you know that your appearance is a disguise, a surface-level trait that hides the power of an ancient soul. They think they can mess with you. They think they can belittle you or manipulate you because they assume your youthful energy is unformed, naive, and easy to sway. What they don't realize is that beneath this youthful exterior lies a spirit that has been tempered by wisdom far beyond their grasp. You are not playing by their rules. While they try to undermine you, unaware of the divine shield that surrounds you, God is already 10 steps ahead, whispering their intentions to your soul before they've even had a chance to act. You are protected in ways they cannot see. Every subtle insult, every attempt to strike at your reputation, is deflected by a force they will never understand. The same hands that crafted the heavens hold you steady, and no amount of scheming or jealousy can penetrate this divine safeguard. They think they can manipulate you, thinking that your inexperience will leave you blind to their deception. But what they don't know is that God has already given you discernment, far sharper than they could ever anticipate. You see their games for what they are. You sense the undercurrents of betrayal in your circle, the whispering shadows of those who seek to undermine you. Someone you once trusted is quietly trying to sabotage you, spreading lies and hoping to watch you fall from a distance. They think they can play you, that you are too oblivious to notice the cracks they're trying to create in your relationships. But what they don't know is that God has already revealed their intentions to you. You are always 10 steps ahead, not because you've plotted revenge, but because you are operating on divine timing, a force that unravels their schemes before they even take root. Without even needing to confront the situation, the truth begins to rise to the surface. Those who were once swayed by rumors and deception now find themselves seeking your perspective directly. They begin to see through the lies, realizing that the stories they were fed were nothing but smoke and shadows. The truth has a way of surfacing when God is in control, and you didn't have to lift a finger to defend yourself. The divine force surrounding you ensured that the deception unraveled itself, revealing the truth for all to see. This is how God works in your life. He takes the plans of those who seek to harm you and turns them into nothingness. Their schemes backfire in ways they never expected, not because you manipulated the situation, but because your trust in the divine allowed the truth to rise on its own. They thought they could destroy your reputation, but in their attempts, they only expose their own character. You walk in divine protection, and every day it becomes clearer to those who once underestimated you. No weapon formed against you can succeed. They might see youth, but you know that this is merely the surface. What runs beneath is the power of an ancient soul, guided and protected by forces far beyond their understanding. Time and time again, they've tried to bring you down, to belittle you, but each time they fail to realize that you are operating on a different level altogether. You are not bound by their rules, nor are you at the mercy of their judgments. God has already laid the path of victory at your feet, and no matter how many times they try to trip you, you will continue to rise. They've tried to rush you, mock your patience, and question why things haven't moved faster for you. To them, it seems like you've been standing still while the world moves forward. But what they fail to understand is that God's timing is flawless. They see delay as failure, but you know that every moment of waiting has been deliberate, every pause intentional. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be, moving according to a rhythm that only divine hands can orchestrate. While others scramble ahead, desperate for validation and quick results, you've been quietly building, trusting in the divine plan that has been unfolding for you all along. God has been using this time to refine you, to prepare you for the magnitude of blessings that are about to flood your life. What appeared to be delay in their eyes was, in reality, a period of strengthening, a time for you to be sharpened, positioned for the exact moment when everything would fall into place. They thought you were waiting in vain, but they couldn't have been more wrong. Every day that passed without the breakthrough you sought was not a punishment. It was divine preparation. You were being made ready for something far beyond what they could comprehend, and now that the time has come, the elevation is undeniable. Those who rushed ahead, desperate for quick victories, now find themselves watching in disbelief as God lifts you higher than they ever imagined possible. When God moves, He moves in ways that make the efforts of men seem insignificant by comparison. Suddenly, without warning, the door opens. The opportunity you've been waiting for arrives, and it is so perfectly aligned with your heart, your purpose, and your calling that you know it was worth every second of waiting. It's not just an opportunity, it's a divine appointment, one that surpasses anything you could have planned for yourself. Paths that once seemed blocked are now wide open. The people who once pitied you, who looked down on you with condescension, are now standing in disbelief. They are watching as God multiplies your efforts 100-fold, thrusting you into spaces they could never reach, no matter how fast they scrambled. What they once saw as insignificance is now elevated to unimaginable heights. This is the power of divine timing, of divine multiplication. The seeds you planted in faith, the moments of selflessness and patience, are now bursting through the soil, growing at a rate that defies natural logic. What seemed small in their eyes has been blessed by God, and the elevation you are experiencing is a direct result of your unwavering trust in His plan. The same people who once disregarded your kindness, who overlooked your efforts, now stand in awe as blessings rain down upon you. You never sought validation, but the recognition that is coming your way will be undeniable. The same ones who ridiculed you for your patience, for your trust in God's timing, will now witness the magnitude of His favor in your life. You gave selflessly, not out of obligation, but because it was in your nature to care, to uplift, to support those around you. And now, all that you have given is coming back to you, multiplied in ways that will leave others speechless. This is the divine principle that governs the universe. Whatever you give with a pure heart returns to you in overflowing measure. God has been keeping a record of every sacrifice, every moment when you put others' needs above your own. He has seen the depth of your heart, the quiet strength behind your selflessness, and now He is pouring out blessings upon you that no one can deny. Those who underestimated you, who thought they could take advantage of your kindness, are now seeing the truth. Your youth was never a weakness. It was always a reflection of the divine energy that flows through you. Your kindness was never endless without consequence. It was the very strength that God has now exalted in full view of those who doubted you. As you step into the fullness of your calling, it will become clear to all that you are not just another face in the crowd. You are a chosen one, a vessel of divine wisdom, carrying the light of God within you. Your story of triumph in the face of doubt will serve as a beacon to others who have been similarly underestimated. You have shown the world that true power does not lie in appearances, but in the depth of one's connection to the divine. God has always seen your heart. He has always known your potential, long before the world took notice. Now, as you rise into the fullness of your calling, those who once doubted you will be left speechless, watching as you step into spaces they never thought you would reach. The world may have seen youth, but God has always seen the truth. You were never bound by their judgments. You were always tied to a higher order, one where your good heart is the currency of elevation. And now, the world will see just how wrong they were. Your rise is not just a victory, it is a divine demonstration of what happens when you trust in God's timing, when you remain steadfast in your faith, and when you embrace the truth of who you are, a chosen one, radiant and timeless, empowered by the divine. The unshakable strength of the divine. The journey has not been easy, but it has always been guided by divine hands. You are not just a survivor of adversity. You are the embodiment of divine resilience. Every challenge you have faced, every moment of doubt or dismissal, has been part of the divine plan to shape you into the powerful being you are today. The world may have underestimated you, but God never did. Now, as you rise into the fullness of your calling, it is time to share your story. Let others see the truth of what it means to be chosen, to rise against the odds, and to embody the divine wisdom that flows through you. You are not just youthful in appearance, you are ancient in wisdom, protected by God, and destined for greatness. The world will see the undeniable truth. You are a chosen one, and no weapon formed against you will ever prosper. The divine plan is unfolding, and your rise has only just begun. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this journey. Your time and presence here mean more than words can express. If this message has resonated with you, inspired you, or touched a part of your soul, please consider subscribing to Inner Mystics. By joining this community, you become part of a circle that seeks to uplift, empower, and explore the profound mysteries of the Spirit together. Let's continue to walk this path, embracing the divine wisdom within us all. Thank you for being here, and may you always rise with the light of your calling.